Hey, what's up guys? Rado here, Dirt and Iron. Hey, I'm super pumped to be part of this contest for 2022. Thanks for picking me as a judge and I'm really honored to be on the panel. All the other guys on the panel are really experienced builders and I've seen their work and it's really, great to be among those people. So thanks for that. Now, let me just tell you that I saw the builds and it's not easy, man. It's not easy to pick the better bike out of the matchups and I see in this contest. And actually all 32 bikes that were top 32, when I saw all those videos, you guys did an amazing job. Really every single builder, you guys did an amazing job. I have 3 kids and they sometimes get those participation trophies, which I really don't like. I don't think it's good for kids to get those trophies. But in this case, I would give a trophy to every single one of you, but I wouldn't call it participation because you definitely didn't just participate in this contest. You did a really great job. All those builds coming from, broke down dirt bikes and building a beautiful piece of art. And I think many of you, probably every one of you, you already got a lot of reward because building the bike, that's really a rewarding process. When you see the bike in the beginning and then when you start putting it together with all those parts and you work and polish everything, you paint stuff, you Cerakote, hydroblast and all that thing, when it's coming together, it's super rewarding. So today I want to say that all of you are winners. You did an amazing job, but we still have to pick the best one. So today, out of 16, I will try to do my best to pick 8 and let you know why I did that. So let's get busy. All right, so bike number 1, this is EXC 1100. Let me tell you, this is a crazy thing, crazy project. So let's watch it a little bit. Wow, look at the engine, man. That thing is huge. Definitely a crazy project and a lot of imagination and definitely a lot of work to fit that huge engine into the frame. And make it work and make it perform. There's a lot of custom work, a lot of cutting, a lot of welding. Yeah, look at that. It's a supermoto. I guess in Europe you can probably run it on the streets some places. You see that doesn't even have the chain guide because it probably doesn't have a suspension travel that you would have on a dirt bike. It's missing exhaust. It's missing a couple things. So that was a first for the matchup. Let's check the other one. All right, guys. So far, man, I just like when you take older two-stroke, these 125s. I love 125 two-strokes. They are such a fun bikes, and you bring it back to life. Look at that. I like the color combination. It's really nice. The bike is super clean. Did a lot of probably hydroblasting and some custom Cerakoting as well. The engine is all blacked out. And it's looking good. Like, doing this kind of builds, you're picking your color combination, you're picking your the colors that you want to have in contrast and all that. You do some custom triple clam color, you painted the engine. So if you do it right, it looks amazing. Now, if you are maybe too creative, sometimes it's not that good. So, but I think this one is really decent, tasteful bike. Okay, my pick for this matchup would be CR125. I love the build. I love how everything looks. He brought bike back to life, went through everything. I like the color combination. He's updated a little bit of plastics and front fender and all that, so it's a little bit more up to date. But I can imagine taking this bike and go jumping on the track and having fun. Now for the other EXC, it's a cool project. It's very creative. But it looked like it's a little bit unfinished. A couple more things that needs to be done on the bike. So when I compare this bike and that bike, it's not really apples to apples, to be honest. But for this contest, I think 125, in my opinion, is going to second round. All right, matchup number 2. We got Kincaid Pavic, my fellow YouTuber, with RM125, and Cody Emmert with YZ250. Nice. Definitely a lot of work went into this build. Things looks pretty good. He decided to change the color combination. He went with this kind of dark black and some blue, yellow. So brave move. Didn't stay with original colors, but wanted to be creative and brought a lot of color into the bike, which definitely looks unique and looks different. Pad hat, racing hat, some custom stuff, probably powder coated frame. Let's check out YZ250. This video has no sound. Alright, so this YZ250 is a little bit older, and this guy decided to stick with the original as much as possible. So things are looking good. You know, sometimes I think it's really good to just stick with the original, especially if you have older bikes like this. If you just follow whatever was there before and you go through everything and you touch everything and you make sure that everything looks better than new, you are not changing drastically the look and other things. I think many times that's better in these kind of older bikes. Let's see how she sounds. Oh yeah. Right on. Alright, so for the matchup number 2 for Kincaid's RM125 and Cody's YZ250, I'm picking YZ250 because I think it's just a little bit better having it. The bike is older and he brought it back to the original. It looked a little bit you know, more authentic. It's tougher to get parts for these older bikes. It's tougher to work on the older bikes, and I think Cody did an amazing job. So did Kincaid. Both bikes looks amazing, but if I have to pick one, for me it's a YZ250. Matchup number 3, and this one I already see. This one will be tough. Two CRs 500s, similar year. Mitch Allard and Jacob Dick. They both did CR 500. One is 1987, one is 1989. And they look pretty good, both of them. So let's check the videos. 1987. Man, look at this thing. Does it get better than that? It looks amazing. Look at that. These CRs 500s, there is something super special about these bikes, especially like the late 80s, before 90. They just so unique, and there is a lot of nostalgia looking at that, and it's just such an amazing bike. The value is incredible. If you have a bike in this condition, the value is just incredible. These bikes usually, people don't sell them, they just keep them. That's something that you keep. Beautiful. I love it that this bike came back to exactly original. If you Google CR 500 1987, this is what you see. Now this thing looks incredible too. Now he did a little bit different approach. He changed some color combination here. He did things a little bit different than what it was in 1989. But the bike came out great, and this is a snow bike. It has the tires with the studs, right? And they're riding it on the ice. So it looks a little bit different. But what an amazing project. What an amazing project, like all the details, man. I think it looks amazing. He deviated a little bit from the original look, and it's tasteful. I think he picked good colors and everything. It looks good. It looks nice. He did a different color for the frame. Also the front forks and the triple clamp is a little different. But overall, man, looks amazing. Alright guys, this one is really tough for me. This one is really tough because they're very close to each other, and they both great bikes, great value, older, you know, CR500, bring it back to life. It's an amazing thing to do, and it's hard to choose, but if I have to choose one, it would be Mitch Allard, because I just like it tiny bit more because he brought it all the way to that original look. And I think for these kind of bikes, 1987, the original has a huge value. Like I wouldn't touch anything else. I wouldn't try to even, you know, change a few things, few little details. I would just try to get it back to original, and that's exactly what Mitch did. It looks amazing. So my pick for CR500 contest matchup number 3 would be Mitch with 1987 CR500. Matchup number 4, we have another CR500, Patrick Burns, and then we have Marcus Avalos CRF 250, and it's 2006, so it's a fairly new bike, a little bit older, 4-stroke, but it's fairly new compared to every other bike. So let's see what we got here. Man, I just can't get enough of these bikes. This one is, I don't know exactly the year, but this one is exactly, I don't know exactly the year, but this one is even older than 87. It doesn't have the shrouds, the tank is a little bit different. So, man, the original look, it's just so nice. Like, you don't change anything on these bikes. You just bring it back the way they were back in the day, and you got yourself a winner. Look at it. Man, look at the engine. It's really nice, super clean. Nice red powder coat, everything is clean. And it's super tough to get parts for these things, I can imagine. Here we go, CRF 250, this is 2006, and it's very decent project, let me tell you. When you check how this bike looked before, the engine was blown up, there was a hole in the cases, and it was really beat up bike. So bringing it back to this stage, bunch of Cerakoting, some custom work, custom colors, a lot of, I imagine some elbow grease, maybe Prime-MX, pads to shine everything up, and picking again the color combination, and he decided to update this thing and make it look like a factory bike, which in this case I think it's a good thing he did, because the 2006, I don't think there is such a big value in 2006 original bike, but bringing it like this and giving it your own touch with the colors and like Cerakote and all that, I think that's what brings extra value to the bike, because there is this personal touch. And I think he did a really good job picking everything and bringing everything together. Very different bikes, old school CR500 brought back to original beauty, and then the CRF 250 that was really ran down, and he brought it back to even better than what it was before, and some personal touch, make it look factory. Two different bikes, but if I have to choose one, I would have to go with CR500. It just, the way it was brought back into original look, it just has a little more value in my opinion compared to the CRF 250, but both are amazing projects. Matchup number 5, we got 250 SX from Joel Gisbrecht. He's also a YouTuber. I checked some of his stuff and I was amazed. A lot of respect for this guy. And then Jimmy Kisser KX125. Let's check it out. Oh my goodness, look at that. Dude, this is 2014 and this bike was so trashed before. If you check the video before, it was completely trashed. I don't even know how you can trash 2014 bike to that extent. Like, it was really trashed. But looking at this, this is work of art. So Joel, man, if you're watching this, a lot of respect for you. You're doing a great job. And I just love how you pick these colors, how you work on the details, and how everything comes together. It looks amazing. Look, I like that. Orange anodized is coming together nicely. Black, white, and gray. Yeah, you gotta be creative and a little bit brave to change bike like that. But he did a really good call for all the colors. I just love it. I really love it. Wow, look at that. Man, I love these old school bikes. Old school looks amazing. Old school two-stroke like that, 125 KX. Look at that. And this thing was really bad in the beginning. Look at that. He brought everything back. I love it. All right, guys. Well, this one is tough. This one is really tough. Joel, he did an amazing job bringing the bike that is not that old, but he put a lot of personal touch. He picked the colors and all that thing, and he brought everything together in a way that it just looks amazing, and I'm pretty sure it runs pretty good too. Now for this one, Jimmy brought it back to original, which is in this case a really good decision. And I would normally go with the original over some custom build, but that SX250 just looks so good, and it was really trash in the beginning. And I just love how all the little details work together, and it was a really detailed job. So Joel SX250, you are the winner for this one. Matchup number 6, Charles Frisoli KX250 and Eric Bender CR125. KX250. Dude, that thing is beat up, trashed, old KX, really badly. Look at that.
It was the finished product. 95 KX250.
So it's 95 KX250. Black, green, and a little bit of gray.
Longer than I thought. Ran into problems almost daily.
Did little custom work on the wheels. Bunch of Cerakote, maybe powder coat too. I can see that. Very nice. Look at that. Like the pipe. Super clean, looks really nice. The aluminum frame, if you give it a nice clean, maybe hydroblast or do little polishing, it looks really good. Not a lot of graphics. Sometimes, you know, keeping that the carbon fiber thing here, keeping the swing arm just raw aluminum, that doesn't look bad. It goes nicely with the frame. All right, guys. So for this matchup number 6, I think I will have to go with KX250 because you saw the bike before, and it was trash, junkyard bike, not even complete. He probably had to go through a lot of parts, eBays, looking for used parts, buying some new parts for the engine. It wasn't complete, and he brought it back. He put this personal touch on it too, and the bike looked great. So did CR125. This arm was really tough. Actually, first I wanted to choose CR125, but then I checked the before videos and I compared those, and I think more work probably went into the KX250. So that's why I'm picking Charles KX250 for the second round. Number 7, Maxime 14 YZ125 and Dustin Dever CR125. Okay, I like the color on the engine already. Oh, look at that. Now this thing is really unique. Really unique. He decided to do a lot of custom work. Went for the colors, for the combination, bunch of Cerakoting, hydroblasting, and powder coating, different colors there, and then the graphics and all that. I don't even know how to call the color. It's very unique, kind of green gray mixed, and he powder coated the frame. It was aluminum before. Yeah, it just looks good. All gray plastic, I believe. Very unique. He decided to do a lot of custom work, and then it came together nicely. Really came together nicely. So doing a lot of custom work sometimes goes south, but this time I think he did a really good job. So let's check the other one.
After video for my 2022 Broke to Build Contest CR130.
Oh boy, that thing looks legit too.
Went with the TX.
And same thing, he went black on the aluminum frame.
Bill's pipe and silencer. I went with a Renthal and Pro Taper setup for the bars with the ODI.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
On there now. Converted the front forks to 48mm Showas. Galper brake lines, lots of titanium parts everywhere and wire type parts. Different set of wheels.
Dude, a lot of work went into this bike, a lot of work.
Moving down DID chain.
Everything is blacked out, right? All the frame, swing arm.
Put on there a couple polished parts. There's that car.
Ah, these two are really close. Like really close. They both did a lot of custom work, black frames and all that, and it's really close, guys. But I think I would have to go with a YZ because it's just so unique. Like this thing is amazing, it's beautiful, coming together nicely. But the YZ is just a little more unique, and amount of the work that went into both is I think comparable. So I would have to go with a YZ. Alright, and for the last matchup we got Tyler Winstead YZ250 and Terry Gaskell KX65. This bike is a Jeremy Mcgrath replica, and this is the only replica we have in the competition. Oh, look at that. Man, those old YZs, steel frame, that thing is so hot. Look at that. I'm building also a frame bike now, and I'm keeping all the plastic stuck, not changing anything. He did like the replica, and he went really deep with all the things he went making them the way they look back when Jeremy was racing these bikes. All the sponsors, the little things, little details, even the little sticker you will see on the frame. I think that's amazing. A lot of attention to the detail, like really a lot of attention to the detail. Good job, man. Look at even the sticker is there. Dude, this thing is good. This thing was pretty trashed with some weird looking frame in the beginning. Look at that. Yeah, not very good. All right, on. Little Reapers, huh? Nice. The thing is clean. Look at that. It is older KX65. My son is also KX112. He rides that these days. Nice work. Also a lot of details, and that bike was so trashed in the beginning that I think he even had to maybe get a new frame for this thing and swing arm and everything, because it looked like it was crashed and just in really bad condition. Alright guys, so for this one, for Terry's KX65 and Tyler's YZ250, it's a tough one because the KX is just a little bit different bike, and the amount of work that went to KX is also incredible. Looking at the bike, how it looked in the beginning and what condition it had, when I checked the video before, Terry did a lot of work. But Tyler, man, that attention to the detail and bringing the bike back to the replica the Jeremy Mcgrath had, it's just so cool, and bike looks amazing. Again, attention to detail is second to none, so I would have to go with Tyler's YZ250. Alright my friends, so these are my 8 picks for the competition. These are the 8 bikes that go to the second round. But again, it wasn't easy. All 16 bikes were super close at the same level. All you guys working on these bikes, all the builders, thumbs up, you did an amazing job. But we had to pick 8, so these are my picks, and I will see you in round number 2.